And I also believe too, before you get too far into it, you want to give it a good cleaning. And of course you'll clean as you go, but it's only going to get dirtier as you crack everything open. So at least from my perspective, I like working on clean stuff so I can see exactly what's going on, and it helps me to determine if there's any problems. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned up real quickly. And with the rear clip, treat it pretty much exactly like the front. Begin with the shocks. In this instance, I didn't have enough 30 weight, so what I did is I put 3/4 30 weight in each one, and then 1/4 of 32.5. Not really going to hurt anything. The intent though is you want to make sure that they're consistent between each of the shocks. And additionally, like before, check your rear inner hinge pins, check your hub carriers, your axles, your bearings, etc. Interestingly enough, this axle had so much gunk on it, and I haven't cleaned it yet, that I had a hell of a time getting this wheel hub off. I mean, I had to really pull just to get it off. I was really worried it was bent. I still hope it's not, but just looking at it, it's just got so much crap caked on it. So let's clean it off and see what we get. And of course your links. Everything on here seems okay. I went ahead and replaced the bearings on both of these rear carriers, if I can speak. And the arms look good. I'm really impressed with Losi and just their overall durability. It's, wow. I mean, I just cannot recommend this manufacturer enough. The hub carriers are in mint condition, and I promise you, this buggy's been through a lot. Onto the rear diff. With these bearing inserts, it's really hard to tell if they're worn or not. I mean, they've obviously had some action, but I have heard that these are one of the objects you want to replace. They do make aluminum ones of these. I looked them up, and I can get a replacement plastic piece for like $3.59 or something, where the aluminum ones were $18. So I think before I invest in that, I at least want to just go ahead and I'll get 2 or 3 of the stock plastic ones and check them often and see how they do. But even right now, I can't see of any area where they're broken or anything like that, other than it's just an item that perhaps wears down quickly. With that, you definitely want to be careful as you go through. And at least from my perspective, the way that I do it is I'm only going to upgrade things as I see them wear or break. So I think I'm one that takes more of a reactive approach, because I think if you get too proactive, you're just going to invest in parts that you really don't need. So just watch how, you buy these buggies, right? And you expect quality when you get them, especially out of a Losi. And this thing has been, I mean, it gets an A+ so far on its little maintenance check. So there are a few little things that I'm gonna add on here, but other than that, again, my recommendation is just as you're going through, if you see like a hinge pin break or something, then check out another makes that would be stronger. Or if you see bent sway bar or bent drive shaft or anything that you see, just take care of it at that time. Other than that, enjoy what it is. Just keep it nice and clean and smooth as silk. And even though this isn't my buggy, it's my 12-year-old son's buggy, as long as he keeps driving the way he does, he knows I will get him anything to ensure he has the best vehicle that's out there on the track. And there are a few things that we're aware of that we need to add on here. A new chassis, a new engine, there's some lightened hard drives I want to get all throughout, new shock shafts. There's a laundry list, an aluminum top plate, an aluminum bell crank. Quite a few things that we know already would make an improvement. But for now, again, this video is just about going through and seeing all the stock pieces and how they're holding up. Alright, well, I'm back from Las Vegas, and the parts I was expecting have not come in yet, but that's okay. We're going to just go ahead and continue with this onto the rear diff. Let's take that apart, get it all cleaned up. That way when the new parts come in, we're all ready to rock. Alright, so now I got my new parts, and we're going to go ahead and rebuild the center diff. We're going to put new bearings and reseal everything. Jumping back to the front clip, I noticed his axle and drive shaft was a little bit worn, one of them, so I just went ahead and put on the new one along with the new spindle. Now we got it smooth as silk. As for the fuel tank, there's a governor inside of there that keeps it roar standardized. And you can actually take it out, which I just did. I think it gives you another 15 cc of fuel. So you'll be excited about that. Now we're going to rebuild the center diff. One of the things I noticed is that there's a lot of wobble, if you will. So what I'm going to do is replace the outdrives with these lightened heavy-duty outdrives, as well as the O-rings and the bearings. To that end, I've actually managed to lose a piece, and it's this other washer right here that goes into the diff. I would say out of all the rebuilds, kit builds, everything I've ever done, this is the first piece I've ever lost. Haven't given up looking for it yet, but damn, we'll see. I'm not going to let it stop me though. I'll just make sure, I'll probably go without on this one and put the washer in there. We'll come up with something, but I'll have to change it this week when I get a new washer. And we're going to make a little bit of an upgrade from 5K to 7K. And now we have the center diff mount and everything all set up. Brakes look good, they're not dragging. Bias is set correctly. Moving on. Now there's still a little bit of play here on this rear outdrive, but it's a little bit better than it was. Other than that, everything on it's great. There's no, the flywheel is not touching the chassis or anything like that. With that said, Losi does make a split center diff mount, an aluminum one that I'm going to consider getting. It's 70 bucks. It's a little bit high, but I'm going to consider that. So that will be for the actual rebuild that I'm going to do to it here in the next month. But for now, I think this is going to work fine. One important maintenance tip, of course, is I would say definitely every gallon or so you probably want to change your fuel lines, your fuel tubing. And we selected yellow because it will match the body, the new body that we have for his buggy. Now we got the front clip put back on, everything looking smooth. Alright, now here we got it. It's all built, everything's ready to go. This little kid over here, he's going to unveil it. Show us what you got, man. Show us what you got. Bam! Man, that's slick. Hey, seriously, I got to give you props. That body, your first body ever, man, that's looking good. So the only thing that we're talking about is probably going to put a black wing on here.
I wonder if we get the new engine.
Yeah, we'll get a we're going to get a B5 for this, so it'll have a black heat sink and all that. But as far as the tail, or not the tail, but the wing, what do you think? Yellow or black?
Black.
You think black for
And
sure?
we can put little yellow stuff on it.
Yeah, but that's
Just
kicking,
like
man. I gotta get some sunglasses on for those wheels. Woo! All right, so let's just kind of walk through it here. We got some AKA impacts, brand new right here. I think these will be very good on our track. Everything on here is fresh, rebuilt, everything. We got a nice DE tank pull right here because I'm the one that's going to be pitting for you, right? So, yeah, some yellow fuel line for you, man. And I tell you what, it's rocking.
This thing, get better.
Yeah. So, you know, as far as just aesthetics go, we'll put the black wing on and everything. But this thing has been gone soup to nuts, man. I went through 100% of it, and it's ready to go. It's definitely ready to go. Only thing, we have the issue with the receiver, but I've already contacted Horizon Hobby, and it's under warranty. They're going to get us a new one. So, coolio.
Cute.
All right, guys. So that's it. That's how you do your 6-month inspection. Coming up after this, we're going to rebuild this puppy. Yeah, that's when it's really going to be out there, and it will be. I'm telling you, the baddest 8 2.0, at least in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yeah.
All right, all right, you got anything for your fans out here?
Not at all.
Nothing, huh? You're just excited. You're ready to ride.
Yeah,
that,
I know. It's so
yeah.
nice.
Doesn't it?
It's never looked this good before.
Yeah.
Not even out of the box.
You know, my thing is, though, forget how it looks, man. Wait till you see how it
yeah.
drives. That's when you're going to be thanking me. Wait till you see how it drives. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night.